and welcome to another episode of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. I'd like to start this video by reminding everyone that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, and I am not a medical professional in any way. Just a regular person trying to navigate through life and trying to navigate what's going on in here. Now, I had a different idea for this video, but I had something happen recently that prompted me to talk about it. I received a text from a former coworker, and I was going to quote the text, but instead I'm choosing to just paraphrase. And quite honestly, that text sent me into a spiral. It really put me in defensive mode. It made me anxious the entire day, and it was unwarranted. It was unwanted. I don't know why they decided to contact me after all this time, except unless they just wanted to rub it in my face and get the last word. Now, this text mentioned something about hating other people because you hate yourself is no way to find peace. I'd like to touch down on that first. I don't hate myself. I don't. In fact, I don't think I ever have. Whenever they would hear me say, I hate my life, and I've posted it many times, I hate my life. Doesn't mean I hate me. It means I hate the situations that I'm in. It hates where I hate where I'm at that time. I hate the things that are happening to me. And that's it. I don't hate myself. I've never said that I hate myself. I might have in the past, but I've gotten past any of that. And hating other people, if I hate someone, they bring that on themselves. They caused me to hate them. And there were plenty, but it was their doing. And I'm not going to go into detail on any of this, but this particular person has plenty of their own issues, and that's all I'm going to say. For this one to try to give me life advice, it was a backhanded insult. That's how I felt. That's how I took it. Talked about me, that I need to learn to love. Like I don't know how to love. Really? And they finished it off with, the world is already terrible enough. You don't have to be terrible too. Pretty much just calling me terrible. Oh, I hope you get the help you need. And then they just blocked me right after that, so I couldn't even respond to it. And it was hurtful. It was very hurtful. It was very disrespectful. And it was just unnecessary. It really was. It seemed innocent enough at first, but the more I read it and the more I read into it, the more it hurt, the deeper it got. I didn't ask for that. I didn't contact anyone. But yet, this person decided they were going to give me a what for and then take off, so I couldn't respond. If we're done, we're done. I should mention that as soon as I was terminated, this person had blocked me on all of social media. All of it. Like that day. I don't know what does that mean? What does that mean? You're going to shut me out on all this other stuff and then you're going to tell me how to be? I don't really I don't really respond well to that at all. But I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back with a little more. This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Now, I was just getting back to the topic of this text that I received. Um, and again, I can't really speak on anyone else's intentions or thoughts. I can only speak on my own perception of these things. And I felt like it was just meant to be hurtful. It was meant to reopen the wound and pour some salt in. And it's not fair to not be able to even defend yourself. And quite honestly, I should have just let this go. But I'm dealing with my feelings, and this is how I'm dealing with them. That just it pushed me back to the edge again. And I had a nice panic attack all day because of it. Now, I'm not saying that they were trying to do that, but this is what they caused. This is what they caused to happen. You know, you shouldn't throw stones. If you live in a glass house, you shouldn't. Now, I'm not going to throw any stones back. I'm just going to talk about what this little tiny experience did to me and how it affected me. And, you know, there's all kinds of background trauma that you guys might be aware of already. And when something like this happens, you kind of revert back to your old ways. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the hurt child anymore. I want to be the responsible adult that's going to take care of that hurt child. And I just want to say, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. You should just leave things alone. Leave well enough be. That's it. So if you're not even going to try, then I don't appreciate any of it. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't need your approval. I don't need your acceptance. And I don't need you if this is how you talk at me. No. I just want to say, and I've said this, I did a social media post about it, and then I've since deleted it. But they're just lucky. They're calling me terrible. They're lucky I was their version of terrible and not my version of terrible. Because the people that I've seen that were terrible were 1,000 times worse than me. But they don't know that. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows. Nobody ever considers what somebody else is going through. And I never talked to anybody about how to live their lives. I never sent them any of these half-assed inspirational texts. They have no idea of my journey or my attempts to heal. None. Sometimes when someone labels you broken, they think you're just broken, and that's it. They have no idea what I've been through. They don't have no idea where I'm going, and they have no idea where I am right now. So I just felt like this whole time I was listening to them, but they weren't listening to me. All they heard was the little tiny broken pieces that they wanted to pay attention to so they could label me a difficult person. They want to label me someone who is just hard to work with. Nobody wanted to work with you. That's not true. That is not true. And I know it. Exaggerate things to fit inside your little box. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back with a little more. This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. welcome back to This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. Um, I told myself in the beginning of this series that I was going to leave emotion out of it, that I was just going to state how things were, how I felt, without reliving it, without going through the pain again. It's bad enough to have to remember all these things to get through them, almost like reliving them, like watching a movie of your own life. And it's hard to keep emotion out of it. It really is. And I see that I am getting emotional with this video, and I'm trying to not do that because I just want to state my feelings and leave emotion out of it. But I have a real hard time with this one. Um, you know, it was unwanted. I didn't need to hear from anyone. If they didn't have anything positive to say, then they should have just left me alone. Just leave me alone. Don't just next time you think of me, don't. I don't need you. Obviously, as soon as I was gone, you blocked me everywhere. So I mean, apparently you didn't need me at all. So not that we needed anybody, but sometimes when you think somebody is a friend, they turn out to be the exact opposite of that. And that's happened so many times. So many times. I've learned that if someone is telling you that they're your friend, they're probably not. Friends don't tell you that they're your friends. Friends will show you that they're your friend through their actions, not these empty little words that they throw at you. And that's all it was. Empty words thrown at me. But I didn't really get to say anything back. I didn't really get to express myself. I didn't really get to, because nobody really listened to me. I got to say, and I will say this, that I am unemployed right now, and I'm living with my sons, sharing an apartment with two boys. Well, they're 26, so they're not boys. But my truck quit. Luckily, it didn't happen when I was moving out, but the steering is out, and it's very expensive, and I can't afford it. So I am at what I would consider rock bottom, although always can look at it in the bright side and say, at least I'm not sleeping outside of my truck, or I'm not sleeping in the storage locker like I had thought about. I have loving boys that are helping take care of me. But I will say I am happier with myself and my life. I am more happy now at rock bottom than I ever was in that last 6 years. I worked so hard for everyone and nobody cared. And it's when you do that so many times, you really, really think I should have seen that coming. I really should have seen that coming because they're exactly the same as everyone else. And what's sad is this is the first time I really felt accepted. Nah, we're going to pretend, and then we're going to get you to work real hard, and then we're going to ignore you. And whenever you have a request or you have ideas, we're not going to listen to you. I had to beg for a raise for like 2 years. They let me do managerial stuff without, the compensation. But that's in the past. All I can do now is look forward. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back with the conclusion of this video of This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. Hello, and welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. I just want to wrap up this video. Um, Honestly, I juggled back and forth whether I wanted to do this one or not, but I felt compelled. I'm on my own little journey of healing, attempted healing. I don't know if it will help completely. I can't say. I know it's helped so far quite a bit, and I was at the edge, and if there was ever a time where I could really just go over that edge, it's probably right now. But I have a better understanding of myself. I have a better understanding on why I react to certain things certain ways. Now, the thing that just I find quite interesting is that when they would push me and push me and push me, and then I would lash out in anger, and then they would blame me for lashing out in anger, and that would become the whole issue. But nobody would ever ask why. Why did you lash out? Why were you angry? Nobody ever talked to me about that. Same thing with my parents. Same thing with this. Same thing with my ex, my other ex. They would just if I felt like I was being slighted, if I felt like I was being ignored, if I felt like I was being dismissed, then I would get angry. But then suddenly you have issues with your anger. I had him tell me that I yell and scream all day, every day, which is not true. That one cut all the way to the bone to label me like that. Seriously? All day, every day, I yell and scream? Seriously? It's not fair to be labeled like that. And then I was called names. I never called anyone names, not even in anger. I just raised my voice really, really high, really loud. You know, if you don't hear me when I'm talking, then maybe you'll hear me when I'm screaming. But do you care why I'm screaming? Do you care? Do you care why I'm angry? No, you didn't. You just let me blow up, and then you blamed me for it. So, I'd like to leave this behind me. It does help me quite tremendously to talk about it and get this out. And I honestly, quite honestly, I wish everyone well. I hope you guys are doing just fine. And I'm not just saying that. I'm seriously. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know none of them are going to see this video, but I don't wish. I have no malicious wishes. Malicious? That'd be a good band name. Malicious wishes. I have none. I hope you're all well. I hope you're doing fine. I really do. And I just wish you would just leave me alone. My healing was hindered just a little bit. This is helping. And it's really, that's all I have to say about it. I hope I didn't get too emotional, but if I did, then that's just how it is. And yeah, I'd like to thank them all from the heart of my bottom for all of my opportunities. But this is where we are. So I'd like to conclude this video. I'd like to ask that you all please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back very, very soon with another episode of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and thank you for your support. And I will see you again very, very soon.